It was very dark, except for one light that was pointing straight at her.
Oh, Gurk, I'm in the spotlight!
Exclaimed Olive. She was on stage in a huge theatre. She was wearing a frilly collar and very, very pointy shoes. She could hear someone crying and headed off to investigate. Backstage was dark. She couldn't see anyone anywhere. She noticed the sobbing was coming from under a large fairy cushion in the corner. Olive tried to lift up the cushion, but the cushion moved and cried, "Ouch!" The cushion stood up, and Olive saw that it had arms and legs. It wasn't a cushion at all. It was actually a big brown bear.
Oh, sorry,
said Olive.
Don't worry. Happens all the time. I'm Sir Derek Jackabear.
I'm Olive. Pleased to meet you. But why are you crying?
It's the opening night of the play. The actress I'm performing with hasn't arrived. I'm scared I'll forget my lines.
Oh, dear. Well, I could be the actress, but I don't know the lines either.
This is a disaster. What are we going to do, lovey?
Olive saw that there was a big book sitting on a table next to a bottle of glue.
Is that the play we're performing in?
That's the one. 11th Night by William Shakespeare.
And what do you use the glue for?
I use it to stick this false beard on for the play.
A script. Some glue? I think I may have an idea.
With Sir Derek's help, Olive tore out all the pages from the script and stuck them everywhere. On the curtains, on the props, even on the stage itself.
Oh, I see. Now we don't have to remember our lines. We can just read them. Bravo, lovey.
As Derek stuck on his false beard, Olive put on the final piece of hair costume, a huge feathery hat. Derek gave her one last piece of advice.
Break a leg, lovey.
Olive looked confused.
It's what we say in the theatre. It means good luck.
And with that, the curtain went up and the play began. Olive and Derek moved around the stage, reading the lines and acting out the play. Everything was going brilliantly until one of the big feathers on Olive's hat fell in front of her eyes. She couldn't see where she was going. One of her long shoes caught on a page that she had glued to the stage. Olive fell off the stage and into the audience. But the audience caught Olive and lifted her up high above their heads. She crowd surfed all the way around the theatre before eventually landing back on the stage. And with that, the play was over. The audience went wild, clapping and cheering.
This play is a huge success,
boomed Sir Derek.
I have my beautiful leading lady to thank for that.
He leaned over and gave Olive a kiss on her beak.
Mwah.
Oh, I say. I didn't break a leg, but I've got a few bruises from falling off the stage.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Actually, I've been performing in a spectacular play.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. A group of people were running round a ring. Each of them had a dog trotting at their side. Suddenly, a voice from a loudspeaker boomed.
Welcome to Mott's Dog Show.
Oh, I love a good dog show.
Exclaimed Olive. Just then, she heard a sad voice.
Oh dear, what have I done?
The sad voice belonged to a little old lady who was holding a small carrying case.
I'm Olive. Is there something wrong?
Oh, hello, dear. I'm Mrs. Moggins, but I should be called Mrs. Sillikins because I've come to the wrong show, and my little Buffy here won't be able to take part.
Why ever not?
Because Buffy is a cat.
Mrs. Moggins whipped open the door to the animal carrier and a small whiskery creature peered at Olive.
A cat? Oh, that could be a problem.
She's so disappointed not to be in the show. Look how droopy her whiskers are.
Why don't I get a nice cup of tea to cheer you up?
Oh, yes, I'd love a cup of tea.
Olive got 2 cups of tea and a plate of mini sticky bicky bites, which were very sticky indeed.
Egg! These mini sticky bicky bites are sticky to my feathers.
Giggled Olive.
If only Buffy could be in the show.
Mrs. Moggins sighed. Olive looked at the biscuits.
A cat. Some mini sticky bicky bites. I think I may have an idea. Mrs. Moggins, let's make a dog disguise for Buffy using these sticky bickies.
With Mrs. Moggins' help, Olive laid all the biscuits out on the ground and encouraged Buffy to roll over them. They all stuck to Buffy's fur.
Now Buffy is a new type of dog. A mini sticky bicky. All she has to do is woof, and her disguise will be perfect.
Olive showed Buffy what to do,
Woof!
and Buffy copied her.
Woof.
I think you should take her into the ring, Olive. After all, the disguise was your idea.
Things went well at first. Buffy trotted along nicely, she rolled over, and even gave the judge her paw.
Let's have a huge round of applause for Olive the Ostrich and Buffy.
Said the judge. But just then, one of the dogs started to follow Buffy around the ring. Soon, all the other dogs were following her too. Cried Olive.
I think they've got a whiff of the biscuits.
The dogs chased Buffy, and Buffy chased the dogs, and the mini sticky bicky bites started to drop off. The dogs went crazy, woofing and munching the bickies up. Everyone could see Buffy without her disguise.
Look,
Cried the judge.
it's a cat.
Everyone gasped. Said Buffy.
It's no use, Buffy. We've been found out.
Then suddenly the air was filled with booming laughter. It was the judge.
Oh, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
The judge thought it was so funny, he awarded Buffy a special rosette for Best Cat in a Dog Costume. Buffy was so happy, she purred.
Thank you for all your help, Olive. Buffy is the happiest cat in the show.
She's the only cat in the show.
They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I disguised a cat as a dog and won a rosette.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was under a table. She could just see a little man wearing checked trousers shuffling around and could hear pots and pans banging about.
Okay, I think I'm in the kitchen.
Olive jumped out to say hello.
Hello?
Said Olive a bit too loudly. The little man jumped and spilled all the flour he had in his mixing bowl onto the floor.
Oh, hey, you made me a jump, and now my pizza mix is ruined.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. My name is Luigi, and this is my famous pizza restaurant.
I'm Olive. You seem really busy.
Today is a very special day. It's the pizza competition. I must win it again this year, and the judges will be here soon.
Maybe I could help you make the pizza.
Si, great idea, Olive.
Olive and Luigi got to work.
Like this.
Luigi showed her how to whirl the pizza in the air to make it big and round. It was going well until Olive lost control of the whirling pizza and it shot across the kitchen, hit the fan in the corner, and pieces of dough went everywhere.
Oh, no!
Cried Luigi.
Now we'll never make the pizza in time. Even if I could make the base, we'll never be able to chop up all the pizza toppings.
A fan, some pizza toppings. I think I may have an idea. We can use the fan to quickly chop all the ingredients.
It's worth a try.
Luigi rolled out a new pizza base in double quick time. Olive picked up the ingredients they needed for the topping. She juggled with the tomatoes first, then threw them towards the fan. The fan whizzed, and slices of tomato flew through the air towards Luigi, who caught some on his pizza, although a few ended up stuck to the walls, the floor, and the ceiling. Next, Olive and Luigi did the same with a sausage. And finally, a banana. Luigi caught them all perfectly and popped the finished pizza into the oven. It was nearly time for the judges to arrive. and the pizza was ready just in time. The judges all looked very excited to be eating Luigi's delicious pizza, and Olive was sure he would win the prize again. Olive carried the pizza over on a special silver plate. But just as she was about to serve the pizza, she slipped on a piece of tomato. She slipped over, sending the pizza sailing high up into the air. Olive skidded and bumped across the floor, finishing right in front of the judges. A moment later, the pizza landed right on her head. The judges did not look impressed. Olive had to think quickly.
Pizza is served, and it's called Olive Surprise.
For a moment, the judges looked very serious, but then they burst out laughing. They ate some slices of pizza and decided it was wonderful. Luigi was awarded a special prize for the most exciting pizza ever.
Thank you so much, Olive. You saved the day.
That's okay, Luigi. Maybe I can get a free pizza next time I come in.
Of course.
They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I helped Luigi make an Olive Surprise.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive was standing in a park surrounded by tall buildings with lots of windows. Nearby, there were some kids riding about on BMX bikes.
Oh, these buildings look very tall.
She was wearing a blue hooded tracksuit and shiny silver trainers.
Yo, nice hoodie.
Said a voice. Olive turned around and saw two boys. They wore blue tracksuits and silver trainers, like hers.
Yo! Hello, I'm Olive.
Yo, Olive, I'm Ash. This is Sam.
We're two of the super fast feet crew, the flyest dance crew around.
Oh, what sort of dancing do you do?
Street dancing, and we're competing in a big competition today.
Problem is, our flipper Darren is stuck in a traffic jam. Without him, we can't do our routine, so if he doesn't make it in time, we can't enter.
What does a flipper do?
We'll show you.
Sam pulled out his phone and hit a button to play a video. It was the super fast feet crew performing a routine.
That's Darren in the middle. He's about to flip. Hey, oh, hey, ha! Hey!
Yo, Olive, you're wearing a hoodie and trainers just like ours. Maybe you could be our flipper for the competition.
Well, I'd be happy to try, but flipping looks really difficult.
It's not easy. You need to be able to jump really high.
Olive looked around and noticed that the kids with their BMX bikes were doing some impressive tricks and jumps. But one boy had a puncture and was pumping up his tyre.
A bicycle pump? Trainers? I think I may have an idea.
Olive walked over to talk to the boy.
Excuse me, can I borrow your bike pump, please?
Yeah, sure.
Olive stuck the end of the bicycle pump into the sole of her silver trainer and began to pump. The shoe started to inflate. She did the same to the other one until she had created a pair of super bouncy super trainers.
Ooh, okay. I'm very tall.
Try a flip.
Suggested Ash. Olive started to bounce higher and higher, and then she did a double backflip.
That was tight.
It certainly was.
Let's go, Olive. The competition starts soon.
Darren was still stuck in traffic, so Olive performed with the super fast feet crew. The routine was going really well, and Olive did some amazing flips, bouncing on her super trainers. Soon, it was time for the big finish, a quadruple backflip from Olive. She bounced higher and higher and then straight into the flip. But Olive had flipped too high. She lost control and couldn't stop flipping. Just then, Darren arrived. He rushed into the arena and saw Olive somersaulting through space. Darren ran over, did a massive forward flip and caught Olive mid-air. They both landed back on the ground between Ash and Sam, and the audience went wild.
Yo, Olive, that was amazing.
Olive's final flip was so spectacular, it helped the super fast feet crew to win first prize.
Yo, thanks for standing in for me, Olive.
said Darren,
Yo, it was no problem.
said Olive.
I was one super flying ostrich.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum,
Actually, I've been dancing and flipping with a street dance crew.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing by a stage in a television studio with a cheering audience. She was wearing a pink skirt and top. On stage, 2 flamingos were dancing and singing.
Yeah, 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 we'll give you a wink. We're the super girls and we like to wear pink. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Olive could see 3 judges. One of them was a big bull wearing a dark suit. His name was Mooman Cowbell.
Super Feathers, that was a terrible performance. Absolutely awful.
The crowd began to boo. Super Feathers did not look happy.
You sounded okay, but the other one, my pet cat has a better singing voice.
Oh, he's not a very nice bull.
If you've got any chance of winning the wow factor, you Super Feathers need to shape up before your final performance.
Maybe I can help.
Thought Olive, and followed the girls as they went backstage.
Yoo-hoo! Can I come in? My name's Olive.
Yeah, all right there. My name's Stacey and this is Tracy. How's it going, Olive?
Oh, Tracy, what's wrong with your voice?
Got this cold, haven't I? I can hardly speak, let alone sing. That's why we gave such a terrible performance. Yeah, it's the finals soon. We're never going to win with Tracy sounding so rough.
Olive looked down and saw that she was wearing the same pink costume as Tracy and Stacey.
My pink costume? Your pink costumes? I think I may have an idea. I could join Super Feathers and sing instead of you, Tracy. I'd fit right in. I'm a very good singer.
Great idea, but you'll need to learn our dance routine and song super fast.
Stacey and Tracy got to work teaching Olive the song and the dance routine. It was hard work, and Olive had to learn it really quickly. Very soon there was a knock on the dressing room door.
Super Feathers, you're on stage in 2 minutes, darlings.
OK, you ready, Olive?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Olive and Super Feathers began their performance.
Yeah, 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 we'll give you a wink. We're the Super Feather Girls and we like to wear pink.
At first it was going really well. Olive sang with Stacey and Tracy mimed along to the words. But as Olive danced, she got so carried away singing the song that she went in the wrong direction and she danced right off the front of the stage. Olive went flying and landed sitting in Mooman Cowbell's lap. He looked completely shocked, but Olive carried on and managed to finish the song.
Yeah, 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 we'll give you a wink. We're the Super Feather Girls and we like to wear pink.
That was an utterly, completely, totally amazing performance. No one's had the courage to jump in my lap before. Super Feathers, you are this year's Wow Factor winners.
Thanks, Olive. You really saved the day. Yay, we're all going to be super famous.
Oh, I don't know if I'm cut out for fame, but I think you girls are going to be Super Feathers superstars.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay. Actually, I helped the Super Feathers win Wow Factor.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing by a swimming pool, surrounded by lots of cheering people. She was wearing a bright yellow swimming costume and goggles.
Okay. are all these people here to see me?
Suddenly, a voice boomed out from some loudspeakers.
Up next in the high diving competition is Braveheart Beaver, the undefeated 5-time gold medal winner.
Olive realised she was in the queue for a high diving board behind Braveheart Beaver and an elephant.
A high diving competition, and I must be one of the contestants!
Exclaimed Olive. Olive was wondering why the elephant in front of her was shaking.
I'm Olive. Why are you shaking?
Hello, I'm nervous Nellie.
Said the elephant.
I'm shaking because I'm a bit nervous about jumping off that high diving board. I have this terrible fear of heights.
Olive looked up at the diving board.
Oh, I see. It is rather high.
Braveheart Beaver scores 26,
said the announcer.
Up next, Nervous Nellie. I can't do it,
said Nellie sadly.
I can't do it. I'm off home.
She slowly walked towards the door, hanging her head and trunk in shame. Olive tried to think of an idea to help Nellie. It was then that she spotted a man with a beard selling peanuts.
Peanuts! Get your fresh salty peanuts here!
Shouted the man.
Elephants love peanuts. I think I may have an idea.
Olive quickly bought a pack of peanuts and began to drop a trail of peanuts along the floor, up the steps of the diving board, and then along the diving board itself. Nellie noticed the trail of peanuts.
Oh, I love peanuts,
she exclaimed. She followed the trail, eating the peanuts as she walked towards the ladder, then up the ladder, and along the end of the diving board where Olive was standing.
If you want the rest, you'll have to eat them before they get wet.
Olive threw the rest of the peanuts off the edge of the diving board. Nellie leapt off after the peanuts. She sucked up all the peanuts as they fell through the air, spectacularly twisting around all over the place before landing in the pool with an almighty splash.
Nervous Nellie scores 27,
said the announcer.
And now we have one more contestant, Olive the Ostrich.
OK, now for my big finish.
Olive gathered all her courage and ran towards the edge of the board. But the board was still covered in peanuts. Olive slipped and lost her balance. She went flying off the board, doing a flip, a triple backward somersault, and a corkscrew spin.
Olive scores a perfect 30. She's the winner.
I can't believe it. I won the gold medal,
exclaimed Olive.
And I can't believe I overcame my fear of heights,
said Nellie.
Oh, thanks for all your help, Olive.
Oh, it was nothing.
As the crowd continued to clap and cheer, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Okay, actually, I won a high diving competition.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.
Olive the Ostrich!
Olive was in the middle of a large green field. She was wearing shorts, a red and white stripy shirt, and boots.
Oh, this grass is very long. I wonder what those big string nets are for. And what's that over there?
Olive saw a man standing by a broken-down lawn mower.
Oh, Bessie,
said the man, sounding sad.
Whatever will I do? My name will be Mud now.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mud. My name's Olive. What's the matter?
It's the big football match today, and you must have short grass to play football, but Bessie the lawnmower here has broken down.
Is the match off then?
Asked a deep voice. Olive saw two cows dressed just like her.
Oh, are you here for the football?
Yes, I'm Wayne, captain of Manchester Hoospurs football team.
And I'm Gary, captain of Huddersfield United, but we can't play on grass that long.
Come on, Gary, we might as well head home for lunch. The game's off.
Good idea, Wayne. I'm hungry.
Long grass? Hungry cows? I think I may have an idea. Wayne, Cows love grass, don't they?
We certainly do.
There's all the grass you can eat, right here, under your hoofs.
Oh, Olive's right.
said Gary.
And if you can eat the lot, the grass will be short enough to play on.
The two captains went over to their teams and ordered a vote.
All those in favour of a free lunch say moo.
Moo! All those against say woof. Bah.
That'll do, Ryan. Lads, let's eat.
Straight lines, please.
Ready, steady, munch! These cows make very good lawn mowers.
Oh, yes. And even better, they don't break down like Bessie.
Soon, the grass was short everywhere. The pitch was perfect to play football. Mr. Mud blew his whistle and the match began. The cows charged about, bumping into each other and bouncing the ball off their heads and their bottoms.
Football's a fun game.
Then she noticed Wayne looking rather unwell.
Oh, my stomach's are full to bursting. Olive, can you play instead of me?
Well, I've never played football before, but I'll give it a go.
Olive ran onto the pitch. She was playing for Moochester Hoof Spears. It was 2-2 with 1 minute to go when Moochester's goalie made a brilliant save, butting the ball right up the pitch.
Go on, Olive, it's yours!
She heard her teammates shouting. Olive was looking up at the ball, so she didn't see Gary right in front of her, and they crashed into each other.
Oh.
Olive soared up into the air and accidentally headed the ball right into the Huddersfield goal.
That's the final whistle. The score's 3-2. Moochester Hoof Spurs win.
Cried Wayne.
You scored the winning goal, Olive. Hey, will you stay for a celebration milkshake?
Will it be grass flavour?
Oh, yes.
Everyone laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Derek, actually, I've been playing football and I scored the winning goal.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing next to lots of amazing cars lined up on a racing track. In each car sat a driver, and they were all revving their engines. Lots of excited people were watching from the stands, cheering and waving flags. One of the drivers was standing by the side of the track, looking very sad.
Hello, I'm Olive. Are you okay?
I'm Rhinoplasty. This is the Around the Island Grand Prix race, but I can't start because I've forgotten my special racing safety suit. I'm not allowed to race without it.
Oh dear.
And it's not long until the race starts.
Said Ryan, pointing to some traffic lights above the racetrack.
I need a racing suit ASAP.
Race begins in 1 minute.
All around the racetrack, there were tents and flags and rows of bunting. Some people had just finished putting up the decorations and had left their scissors behind.
A tent? Some scissors? I think I may have an idea. Ryan, why don't we make you a new racing suit using one of those tents?
Great idea, Olive.
Olive grabbed the pair of scissors and started cutting up the tent. She got so carried away, she made herself a racing suit too.
Here we go, Ryan. A suit for you and a suit for me.
Oh, let's put them on.
Said Ryan, holding his suit in front of him.
It's not long until the race starts.
Drivers, get ready!
Olive and Ryan put their suits on. But there was a problem. Olive had forgotten to make footholes in her suit and had forgotten to make armholes in Ryan's suit.
I can't race without my arms free.
Cried Ryan.
I know. We can drive the car together. You work the pedals and I'll steer.
You know, that might just work, Olive.
Ryan ran towards the car and Olive hopped along behind. They climbed into the car and fastened their seatbelts just as the traffic light turned from amber to green. All the other cars sped off from the starting line. Ryan and Olive were left behind. Ryan hit the pedals and they zoomed off. Olive and Ryan raced around the track. Olive turned out to be an excellent driver. They were overtaking the other cars and catching up with the leaders. Soon, they were in second place.
If we can just overtake this last car, then we'll win!
Shouted Olive. Ryan gave an extra burst on the pedals, and they were just about to overtake the leading driver when he swerved right in front of them. Olive had to steer the car through into the pits. Everyone jumped out of their way as they sped past all the tents before screeching back onto the racetrack again.
Oh, that crocodile's still in the lead,
shouted Ryan. Olive and Ryan made one last effort, but it was too late. They came in second, right behind that crocodile.
Oh dear, I was hoping we'd win.
Oh, brilliant driving, Olive. Second place is fantastic.
Ryan lifted Olive high on his shoulders, and the crowd went wild. Olive was awarded a special champion's wreath for Most Brilliant Driver.
I love racing. It gets me all revved up.
Chuckled Olive. They both laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again,
said her mum.
Bugger. Actually, I've been driving a racing car with a rhino.
Your head's been in the sand too long, dear,
said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.